Now a special David Letterman.
From New York, the taxi race capital of the world, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, actress, comedian Madeline Kahn, singer Chaka Khan, comedian Pee-Wee Herman, and our own Larry Bud Melman. Also, another look at new gift items and taxi races. And now, a man who knows that unlisted numbers are really listed, but the operator just won't give them out. David Letterman.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's awfully darn pleasant of you folks. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program. We normally are not on Friday nights. Tonight we are. And that is all I can tell you about why we are here. And we're happy nonetheless to be here. Boy, oh boy. Did you see this? I was leafing through a television guide publication to check on my upcoming favorite programs. And That's Incredible, which has long been one of my favorites. Honestly, I hate to say this, but I think they're running out of steam. Monday night on That's Incredible, they're doing like a 20-minute segment about a guy in Milwaukee who keeps a dog as a pet. That is incredible, isn't it? We got a wonderful program for you folks here tonight. Let me introduce our good friend, Mr. Paul Schaefer, before we get to...
Friday night specials because they're special, and I'm in a kind of special mood, and I know everybody in here is just very, very special, and it's a special day.
It is indeed a special day, and let me explain to you why let me tell you about the guest. Madeline Kahn is here tonight. Also, singer Chaka Khan is here tonight. And filling in for Hiram Bullock, we have Steve Kahn on guitar tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you are named Kahn? How many of you came for the... Everyone here named Kahn, of course, receives a blender. That was our idea. It seems to be working out pretty well. Also, comedian Pee-Wee Herman will be joining us. And a special appearance by our good friend, Mr. Larry Melman. He'll be... Okay, now, at this point, I would introduce Paul, but I've already introduced him, haven't I? I'll introduce him again because there's something awkward transpires if I don't. Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's a special. This is a special, and we're all special. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Well said. I couldn't have formed those words better myself. I appreciate it, and that helped us avoid what potentially could have been a really awkward moment here, but no problem now. Well, as viewers, regular viewers of this program know, every now and then we like to present you with a new list of new products that have been introduced recently on the market. And since early March is, in fact, the traditional gift-giving season, what better time to examine these innovative new gift items than right now? New gift items, ladies and gentlemen. Special Friday night installment of new gift items. Well, you know, everyone has been to a party where a well-meaning host sets out bowls of bridge mix. Where do we have... Oh, here's the bridge mix right here. There would be the bridge mix. A bewildering jumble of peanuts, pretzel sticks, and wheat checks. Finally, you can bring order to this chaos with the new Bridge Mix Organizer. Now, this appliance separates the three snack foods in seconds using no more current than is required for an arc welder. Let me show you how this works. You take the bridge mix, put it into the hopper here of the Bridge Mix Organizer, and in minutes, it is separated into 3 canisters Now, you know, frequent party givers know there are always a few stragglers who can't seem to say goodnight. Well, that's why a prominent psychologist developed these cocktail napkins, imprinted with a powerful subconscious message. Hand them out with a nightcap, and even the most determined guest will get the hint. You're very rude. Can't you see that we are tired? And the other one here is... where is the other one? Oh, tomorrow is another day. You'll want to get an early start. Those are some subconscious messages for your guests. Well, from the modern technology of microwave cooking, the convenience of modern technology is now in your own backyard with the new microwave barbecue. No more crowding of hot dogs and hamburgers on a tiny grill, not when this open-faced microwave quickly cooks everything within a quarter-mile radius to golden perfection. This also incinerates flying pests. Now, let me see. If you buy one of these right now, they'll give you one of these handy new cookbooks, and it'll give you all of the recipes you need for microwave barbecuing and so on and so forth. Oh, I got a little too close to the fire, apparently. Oh, good. More peanuts. All right. Okay, that's the microwave barbecue grill. Well, you know, it's easy to forget that those colossal dinosaurs of eons past had brains the size of a peanut. But your family will relearn this vital fact every time they reach for a snack with this delightful dinosaur brain nut dispenser right here. Just lift the skull of this hefty brontosaurus to reveal his embarrassingly small nerve center. There you go. This is kind of a nut dispenser. Now, this is nice for folks who love sporting events, but just aren't mathematically inclined. This is the new paperback stopwatch. I'll demonstrate how this works. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now, properly used, this is accurate to a 100th of a second, the paperback stopwatch. Okay. You know, few experiences can match the serenity and peace of a sensory deprivation tank, but how many of us can take the time out from our busy schedules? I know I can't. Well, now with this new isolation suit, you can get in touch with your innermost self while running errands or meeting business associates, and the 260 gallons of warm saline solution can be released instantly in case of an emergency. Oh, excuse me. This is the sensory deprivation suit. No outer stimulus can reach the person inside. He's just in there, no light, no sound, just the 260 gallons of saline solution. And yes, it is awesome, isn't it? There he goes. Next, old meets new and east meets west, east meets west, in an atmosphere of tolerance and brotherhood. I'm speaking, of course, of these clever chopstick attachments for the modern Chinese food lover. This, of course, includes your fork, your knife, your spoon, and dental examination mirror. Just place these right on like that. Suddenly you've got a fork. There you go. Okay. You know, a few years ago, actor Lee Majors decided he was a little fed up with the old traditional cuckoo clock in his den, so he applied his years of experience on television action shows, and he designed and built this thrilling new stunt clock. Now, every hour on the hour, this clock reenacts the exciting climax of a made-for-TV movie. Here's how it works. The car coming down, and oh my God, it burst into flame. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Now, it occurs to me here that I forgot to mention one very exciting element of this program tonight. I didn't mention the taxi races, did I? Oh, no. That's right. Tonight, during rush hour traffic, 3 people from our studio audience will race in yellow cabs around 1 block of Midtown Manhattan. All of that, plus much more, right after this. Welcome back to the program. Ladies and gentlemen, since we oh, it's this guy again, excuse me. It's nothing like a running gag that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Excuse me, right over here. No, I'm sorry. This is the sensory deprivation suit you enjoyed so earlier in the show. There you are, right through there. Sensory deprivation suit. Since the beginning of this program, way back in the late 50s, we have treated the American viewing public to such mid-city spectacles as the Chinese food delivery race, the pizza delivery race, elevator races. We even helped construct the World Trade Towers for the benefit of you viewing around North America. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, as far as I know, anywhere. Have you ever heard of this, Paul, anywhere else?
Never heard of this.
Never heard of it anywhere else. Taxi cab races right here in Midtown Manhattan, ladies and gentlemen. Now, yes, I know at home you're saying, this is dangerous and ugly. Yes, you're right. Ugliness and danger, the bywords for this program. So it's roughly, now what time is it here roughly in New York City? 5:43. We're dead right smack in the middle of rush hour. So let me have the three contestants who have been pre-selected, if you will, come down here, and we'll begin the taxi. Hi. How are you? Nice to see you. Why don't you, excuse me, sir, why don't you stand right over there? That's fine. Yeah, numerical order. That's it. No, we get confused here. Three actually should be the, there you go. Two should be right in the middle. How do you do? What is your name?
Hi, I'm Madeline Kahn.
Marilyn?
Fan club.
Oh, you have a fan club.
Yes.
Now, where are you from, Marilyn?
Englewood, New Jersey.
And so have you done any riding in cabs?
Sure I have.
And you pretty much...
I'm very good at it.
Now, after it's over, you don't mind submitting to test to see if there are illegal substances in your system?
Absolutely.
No, Marilyn, it's just a joke. Apparently not even just a joke. Well, nice to meet you, Marilyn. You'll be in lane number 1. And you, sir, are?
Vincent Salisi.
Vincent, where are you from?
Avenel, New Jersey.
Avondale?
Avenel.
Avenel, New Jersey. And have you ever done any competitive cab riding?
Competitive? No.
Yeah.
It's always competitive out there.
How long have you been riding in cabs?
About 3 years.
So you feel you have a pretty good rapport with
Sure.
the street and the driver and so on and so forth?
Streetwise.
All right. Well, good luck to you, sir. What do you do for a living?
Programmer analyst.
Program analyst? I'm sorry, what? Someone's whispering here. Yes, sir? What you talking to the lady? Yes, she's in the shop. Oh, you're in the shop. For heaven's sakes. People whispering at the poor woman, for heaven's sakes. And what is your name, ma'am?
Marianne Bolowich.
Marianne Bottlewich?
Bolowich.
Bolowich.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Marianne?
North Arlington, New Jersey.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a secretary.
And you also probably have some experience riding in cabs?
Not really.
Really?
No.
They're yellow, you know that
Yeah,
pretty
I
much.
know that.
Come on in here, folks. Now, how is it that you've not ridden in cabs much?
I drive car.
You drive. Okay. Well, this should that experience should serve you well. I'm going to now read you folks the rules. Let me show you the map, the course first of all. This is one block of pretty expensive real estate right here in Manhattan. You folks are going to be starting from 49th Street. This is the start-finish line. Now, you take that all the way down here to 6th Avenue, or Avenue of the Americas. Now, don't have the cab driver put the car in reverse and go this way in the cab, but that's the direction you'll be traveling in, over here to 50th. Now, once you get to 50th, of course, we want you and your driver to make the right turn and go all the way down there to 5th Avenue. Being one way south, you take a right on 5th Avenue, back to 49th Street, and completing that at the start-finish line over there. You're circling the building that we are now in. One block of New York traffic, and that'll be the route. Now, let me read the rules to you folks. They're actually pretty simple. Once in the cab, you can encourage your driver to go as fast as possible. But you cannot specify that you are in a race. Don't tell him you are in a race. Now, you are not permitted to threaten or physically harm your driver in any way. Now, let me give you the numbers. You have numbers on, but these are numbers. When you finally hail a cab, just slap this on the roof of the cab, if you will. There's that one, and you're number 3. They have a little magnetic strips on the back, and I think the driver will probably play along. Now, to prove that you have successfully negotiated the course, you will be asked to relay at least one anecdote about the life or views of your cab driver. An appropriate icebreaker might be, the world is not a perfect place. How, in your view, could society be improved? Now, when you arrive back at the start-finish line, you will give the driver this $20 bill. There's one for you, and there you are. Now, give them a really nice tip, and, of course, bring us the change. Now, Listen carefully. This, if by 6:45, approximately 1 hour from now, you are unable to hail a cab, you can walk the course. 6:45 is the cutoff time. At that point, walk the course, and we'll determine the winners based on that. Now, let me show you the lovely trophy that you three will be competing for. Oh, yeah, yeah. There is the trophy. Let me read you what it says. Here's what you're fighting for. This unique trophy, commissioned early this year and specially cast for this event, depicts in lustrous gold-toned metal an ordinary citizen in the act of placing a bowling ball into a taxi cab he has just hailed. Please accord it with the respect this due one-of-a-kind custom-made trophy is due. Never before seen emblem of human aspiration, something to that effect. That's the lovely trophy you will be playing for. Now, down at the start-finish line, NBC's own Bob Costas to tell us about the course and what lies ahead of our competitors. Bob?
David, as this classic event approaches, I'm reminded of other impossible dream moments in sports history. The 1969 Mets, the U.S. Olympic hockey team, and of course, David versus Goliath. And now, in just a few moments, 3 brave men and women will try and take their place in the annals of sports' greatest upsets, because against all odds, they'll attempt to hail a cab in the midst of rush hour traffic in downtown New York. Oh, sure, the cynics may scoff. I say let them. As for me, I pay tribute to these brave competitors. They may be short on realistic expectations, but they're long on guts. And from down here, we say Godspeed. David?
Bob Costas, wishing our competitors Godspeed. Anybody have any questions? We're darn near the start of this extravaganza, the greatest spectacle in racing. You have any thoughts before we let it roll? Okay, climb into your starting positions. Number 1, right up there, if you will. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, Kevin. Number 2 and number 3. I'm going to set off a weapon here. It's going to be a little loud. That's pretty much it. Have we covered everything? Okay, gee, don't get backed over or something. That would take the fun right out of this. Here we go. On your mark. Get set.
Back down here in the street, as you can see, the competitors have embarked on the easiest portion of their journey. That is taking the elevator down here to 49th Street. But this is where their troubles may begin. I've been staked out at this position for close to an hour, and I have not seen a single person successfully hail a cab. Well, they've grabbed buses. Someone even came by and hopped into a horse and carriage. The subway is always an option, but a cab? You gotta be kidding. As we await their arrival, there is a large crowd gathered over here on the curb, and I know that the feeling among those assembled here is that these people don't have the slightest chance. We are still waiting for the arrival of Marilyn, Vinny, and Marianne, and as we do so, let's go back to Studio 6A and David Letterman. David.
Okay, thank you, Bob. As you can see, the first real point of excitement is getting the elevator down to the lobby, and we'll have more of this breathtaking action right after we pause for this commercial announcement.
Just as we came back out of this commercial break, competitor number 3, but she's heading down the street. We have no opportunity to speak with her, Marianne, and she may have defied all odds. There appears to be a cab waiting. She has gone over to talk with the cab driver, but apparently without success. We do not see her getting into the cab just yet. Taking a look, the conversation going on, it appears here that this particular cab is on radio call, has been called by somebody in the building, and Marianne does not have first right to this cabbie's services. She does have $20 to work with, however, and perhaps she can work out some kind of a deal. As she negotiates, back upstairs to David.
It looks like something out of a Geraldo Rivera documentary, doesn't it? You're right in the middle of first ever taxi cab races. Marilyn Keller, Vincent P. Salise, and Marianne Bailowich, whom I believe we just saw trying unsuccessfully to get a cab, obviously already dispatched on radio call. So we'll keep you posted. Now, let's get on with the program, ladies and gentlemen, and a fine program we have slapped together for you folks tonight. My next guest has been on this show many times before, but this is his first appearance as a stand-up comedian. Would you please welcome Larry Bud Melman.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back in New York City. I was born in New York City. I wanted to be near my mother. Thank you. My mother was very disappointed when I was born. She didn't want a boy. She wanted a divorce. Thank you. Which is understandable if you've met my father. My father is the idol of our family. He's been idling for the last 30 years. Thank you. He's the laziest man on earth. He won't even make instant coffee. Instead, he puts coffee grounds on his mustache and drinks hot water. Thank you. He hates to work, but he finally got a job. He sells sunglasses during solar eclipses. And to make matters worse, he missed the last eclipse because it occurred on his day off. Thank you. He never would have survived if it wasn't for my mother. My mother's the most frugal woman on earth. She never wastes anything. One time she found a brand new box of cough drops on the street. That night, she made me sleep outside to catch a cold. Thank you. I did wake up with a cold. I woke up with the whooping cough. My mother immediately ran out and got me a job as a glass blower. Thank you. But I'm not working there anymore. Last month, I had a fight with my boss. And I refused to return to work until he takes back what he said to me. He said, "You're fired." Thank you. But I'm not worried about money because my wife is very wealthy. A lot of people think I married her only because her aunt left her $500,000, but that's not true. I would have married her no matter who left her $500,000. Thank you. She said, "If I marry you, will you give me a ring?" I said, "Sure. What's your number?" Thank you. I remember the first time I met her father. He asked me how much money I made. I said, $200 a week. He said, "I'll give you an allowance of $150 a week to help you get started." I said, "I'm already figuring that in." Thank you. By the way, I didn't get my pants back in time for the wedding. So I'm currently suing my tailor for promise of breaches. Hey, you've been great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was great, Larry. Do you mind if I call you Bud? Can I call you Buddy?
Fine.
That was very nice. I understand. We got to go to a commercial, so we'll talk to Bud, Larry, when we come back. Okay, we're go to pause. We'll be right back. Right after this, folks. We're right in the middle of cab racing. We may have a winner. Is this the correct circumstance? Okay, this is looking on the 50th Street side of the building. This would have been roughly the halfway point in the course. Now, do we know who this winner was, or has it been completed yet? There are two people, and what happened to the third? Dead? No. Just decided not to come back. They said, "Well, that's it. I've got a cab. I'm going home." So we'll try and find out who this person is. And you don't mind if we interrupt your segment here? All right. Okay. What do we do? Do we continue talking to okay. I thought the winner was coming. They are on their way up. Okay. All right. Now, so when they come in, we'll just have to interrupt now. I understand your wife wasn't feeling too well.
That's true, Dave. She's running a very high fever, very high.
Uh-huh.
But there are some advantages.
Yeah.
Last week, when it got real cold, I wheeled her from room to room to heat up the apartment.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The doctor said we should move near the ocean for her health. But we can't afford that. So instead, I sit up every night fanning her with a herring.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Now, so how is your career coming along?
Oh, unbelievable. Just fantastic. Things are happening so fast for me now. It's like a dream.
Yeah.
Like I'm riding the crest of a big wave.
Yeah, that's good. Now, I know that you watch a lot of television. I bet commercials really get on your nerves, don't they?
Don't get me started on commercials.
Okay. Okay, now, what about New York? New York and Los Angeles, do you find a lot of differences between the two cities?
Oh, yes.
Now, you must fly a lot these days. What's the food like on those airplanes?
Terrible.
Terrible. Well, Larry, it's been great having you. Now, where are you going to be appearing at some of these comedy clubs shortly?
No, but maybe in a few months.
Okay, maybe in a few months. Well, it sure was a pleasure to have you on the show again. Larry Bud Melman. Is Larry leaving now? Okay, let me stay right there, Larry. Let's see what we're doing. We're going to go away for a commercial, and then we'll be right back. Hi, folks. Hi, Marianne. I tell you what. Why don't you come on over here? Everybody, come up here, and we'll find out what exactly happened. I'm sorry, Vinny. Do you mind standing? All right. Now, Marianne, you were the actual winner, right? You number 3 was first. Do you mind if we put this one?
Oh, I don't mind at all. She pushed me. It's okay.
Oh, she pushed you.
Yes, she did.
Oh, this could be grounds for a foul.
I didn't call her.
Hold it here. Now, wait a minute. What happened? What happened?
Well, at one point, the taxis were fine. Do you know what the problem was?
No.
Your RCA elevators. We had our number 1, 2, 3. The elevator goes to 7.
Yeah.
My elevator came first. It won't go to 7. I would have been the winner. And then the elbow.
Oh, you mean
Plus,
now you had trouble getting back up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take this.
lot of trouble.
Let's take this slowly here and see if we can't sort out this valuable data. Marianne Bailowich. Am I pronouncing that right? Balowich. You are the winner. And, of course, protests will be filed, but the results will not be official until tomorrow morning when announced by the Stewards Committee. But, and Marilyn, you were... Was
Number
Marilyn?
3.
Marilyn was number 3. And Vinny, you were number 2. Okay. Now, Marianne, before we can complete the competition, you have to give us your anecdote from your cab driver.
There really wasn't much to tell. They were stunned. The man that was in the cab before me was his first pickup for the day, and I was his second pickup. And he really...
Now.
Definite advantage.
Yeah. He really didn't have too much to say. I tried to bring him some conversation.
Did you get where he was from or hobbies or any of that?
No, he had an accent. That's all I know.
Had an accent, okay.
Yeah, and he wasn't too talkative.
All right, now let me see. Well,
Even
this...
the passenger was
Can we
kept reading
accept
his
this as an
paper.
anecdote? Well, I don't know. This is... All right, let's...
Take my trophy
Well, just
away
no. Wait
from
a
me.
minute. Let's go on now to Vincent. Vincent, give us the anecdote from your cab driver.
Well, I had a Mike Sejus, and I want to thank Mr. Inouye for letting me share his ride real quick.
Well, you actually...
I just told him to move over. That was it.
You shared a ride with a guy?
Sure, he was more than happy to.
Now, who ended up paying for this?
It's about that $20 that you gave me.
Okay, now give us the anecdote that you heard.
He said in last Friday's blizzard, he had 2 people try to get into his car, and one broke a leg, and tried to rush him to the hospital and couldn't get anywhere, and tried to call the police and couldn't do that.
All right, now see, Marianne, that's an anecdote. That's an anecdote. Now, all right. Okay, now wait a minute. Let's just, don't jump to conclusions. Now, Marilyn, what about you? What was your anecdote?
I wasn't so lucky because I got out there and I wanted to share a cab ride, and the cab driver was very willing, but the woman said she didn't want to have me in the cab, and out I went.
Oh, that's nasty.
But I found another one whose name was John Kerrigan, a very nice man who happened to manage a bowling alley. And I said, oh, well, that was in line with the trophy here. And he said his the most interesting thing that ever happened to him was when Merv Griffin came into his cab.
Well, there, see, now that's an anecdote. Merv Griffin in a cab is an anecdote. I tell you what, we're going to go away. I'm not sure who the winner is here. We'll make that decision and announce the final results right after we pause for a commercial. Madeline Kahn is here, Chaka Khan, and Pee-Wee Herman. Okay, boy, I hate like sin to do this. This is not going to be a popular decision. The judges said, since you don't have an anecdote, despite the fact that you had the best time, the anecdote was a hard and fast condition for winning this event. I had nothing to do with it. I'm going to have to give our championship trophy to Vince. Vincent, there you are, sir. Congratulations. And Marianne, you will then be second. And Marilyn, you are number 3. Thank you very much, folks, for making this a wonderful competition. I appreciate your help. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about that. Congratulations again, Vince. Oh, my. What did I tell you about danger and ugliness? Well, what a sad way to end this competition, but exhilarating nonetheless. Well, my next guest is a fine actress and an extremely funny woman, and she has appeared in such motion pictures as, get out your pencil and paper now, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Wan Tan Tan, The Dog That Saved Hollywood, and 2 films that will soon be released, Slapstick and Yellowbeard. Please welcome Madeline Kahn. Yeah, it's a pleasure to see you again. You're here on a very hectic night, and I appreciate you being here. Your hands are a little cold.
They're cold very often.
Why is that? So it'd be a circulatory problem.
Probably. Yeah. Sometimes they're warm, sometimes they're cold.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay.
You know, how long ago were you on this program?
December 22nd, I think.
Right before the Christmas holiday.
I know it was that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question that I didn't get to when you were here before.
Okay.
In this movie, this Wan Tan Tan.
Yeah, you had to mention that one. I mean, I've done other movies that I like better than that. Yeah. Paper Moon, What's Up, Doc, so on. But that was not one that turned out well.
Well, now, that wasn't what I was going to ask you.
Oh, right.
See, for people who never saw the film, they probably thought it was just great, and now you've kind of... but it's true, is it true that they rubbed liver all over you?
Oh, yeah. You see, the thing about that movie, I thought it would be wonderful because it was about a dog and how, he just sort of saw me and fell in love with me. And I thought, that would be charming.
Yeah.
It could be, and the script was very funny. I heard a funny sound. Anyway, so, but working with a dog in reality is quite different from what you might imagine. I imagine, that he and I would act together. Now, that's very naive. I'm not as naive now as I was then. Anyway, in order to have him gaze at me longingly and come toward me and then even lick me or kiss me, they had to spread a pate. Well, it wasn't, it was actually just liver behind my ear and so on. Wow. Wherever I know, I had a whole little hot dog.
Did they just take a hunk of liver and...
No, they spread it sort of...
They don't have roll-on liver, do they?
No, they used a little sort of tongue depressor, I think, and just spread it on.
Yeah.
And then the dog came toward me.
Yeah.
And it was a hot day, too. It was
hot
August.
Day? Oh, that's a good touch.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of things like that, are involved in actually working with a professional animal.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that I recall from our first visit was that it was pretty much established that you You're not, what's the matter?
No, I just wanted to say about cabs. Oh, God, I won't begin. You know, I have a million cab stories. But I wish I had one of those off-duty lights on my head, you know? Isn't it a great idea, you know, to have, you could put it on and no one would, they'd know.
That's right.
Right?
Madeline is off duty. We'll go somewhere else.
They would know.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have to be rude and evasive.
Yeah. You look terrific, by the way.
Why, thank you.
The other thing I wanted to mention about your last visit, we sort of established, or you established, that you didn't care for interviews. You didn't like talking interviews, talking about yourself, perhaps. Is that true?
I thought we said that in print, because it never reads the way it actually happened.
Yeah.
Why?
I was just curious. Now, is there something specific you want to talk about tonight?
Oh, well, we don't have to. I had an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I've always wanted to ask a man this, a couple of questions, couple of key questions, and you seem like someone I could do this with.
All right. Let me interrupt you here just a second. We have to do a commercial first.
Right.
When we return, then we'll have plenty of time and we can do anything you want.
Fine.
Madeline Kahn and I will return, plus a lot of other stuff. Is with us tonight, and you were about to make a point. You were,
I'm going to take this opportunity to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
In front of millions of people. That seems like fun, you know? I want to lead up to it, but just to start off, I have to know, had you ever planned on having any children?
Not specifically, no. I probably generally think that sometime children would be nice, yeah.
Do you think you'd want to be a father?
I think so.
I think you'd be a nice father.
Well, yeah, I would hope, you know. What can you do? You know, I don't know.
Right.
What now?
Yeah.
Now,
okay, but
do you have children? Oh,
No, I don't have any children either.
Yeah.
So anyway. Now, so I'd like you to just sort of go on a little trip with me.
Okay.
A little mental journey. So just empty your mind.
Well, that's a short trip for me.
Yeah.
That's not much of a journey there.
Great, that's good. That's
okay.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, I want to go back to when we were innocent, you know, in the beginning. And I don't know what the beginning was like, you know. So let's just, for the purposes of discussion, have it take place in the Garden of Eden. I mean,
all right.
You know, so everyone knows what we're talking about. We're in the Garden of Eden. Just you and me. Male and female, but what's the difference? I mean, we're just people, it's fine. And everything's great. We have everything that we need, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fruit around. Some ripe, some not ripe. The weather's nice.
Yeah. Some flies are a problem, but that's not...
Yeah, but, you know, they're okay. Yeah. They're probably pleasant, have a lot to do. It's fine. And there's animals around. Everything's fine. And we say, well, gee, you know, I don't know, are there any other people around, or will there be any other people around, do you think, you know?
Yeah.
And just then, the Lord appears. Okay, the Lord, you know, whatever that force is that created it all, the mind or the whatever you want to refer, we'll just say God because we have to discuss it with some sort of word, okay? Right. And I'll say him, even though it might have been her, but, you know, just to use a pronoun, okay? And I think it has no grace and no style to say it, you know, on a E.T. or something. It's not lovely, but I wouldn't want him in my kitchen. Anyway, so God comes by and says, I'm glad you brought that up because I have been meaning to tell you about this, and here's what I have in mind. He says, don't worry because I can handle this topic well.
No, you're doing fine.
And with style, don't worry.
No, I'm not worried.
So he says, what I have in mind is a physical event between the two of you, which, by the way, you will most likely enjoy, just for its own sake. and which you may have even, you know, stumbled upon during the week, but I don't know because I've been
During the
quite
week.
busy doing other things. Well, so far he sounds, you know, very nice,
Pretty
doesn't
reasonable,
he?
yep.
Sounds like a
Buy
nice
some
guy.
insurance from this guy.
Really. Nice, yeah, go on. So, as a result of this physical event, due to a certain exchange which will take place, which I'll go into later on, of energies and whatnot, a new human being will become alive into the world. Very nice, right?
Yes.
Very nice. You know, I mean, he could have said it would grow like a mushroom from the ground, or drop like a pear from a tree, or at the quarter moon just, you know, appear in a gust of wind. I mean, he could have said any number of things. I mean, I don't know, right?
This seems to have been
This seems sensible,
reasonably
though.
explained. Yes, ma'am.
You, me, another human being.
Right.
There's a lot of, makes sense upstairs. Right, so he says, this new human being will not begin life fully grown up the way you are, but will begin life as the smallest unit of human being and grow slowly to maturity. Right? He says, and in the beginning stage of this growth, it will be, this small unit of human being will be rather fragile, of course, and very delicate, and will have to be very protected. And so, this initial growth period of about 9 months will take place, he says, in your stomach, he says, pointing to me.
Yeah.
You know? Well, wait. He says, don't worry about a thing. Your stomach will quite naturally expand to accommodate this growth, and there's a special situation in there which you don't know about. I'll explain to you later, it'll all work quite well. All the nutrients and so on needed for the growth of this individual will be provided by your own body, actually, which will, in wondrous and miraculous ways, sort of transform it. I mean, your body actually become rather like a sort of a factory, really, for the growth process of this human being,
Now, at this point, are you still behind this program? Are you still in favor
Well,
of
the
this?
two of us are hearing this, right? And when the 9-month period is up and it has reached a certain point of maturity, it will exit your body through such and such small doorway, which I'll describe to you later. We'll discuss it later, which you also may have discovered during the week, but I've been too busy, so I don't know. So, now, preposterous, right?
Never
Preposterous idea, in my opinion, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would have said, wouldn't you, look, listen, you know, I think that you have come up with some very interesting concepts here. Some good idea. I mean, I never in a million years would have thought of any of. I mean, I never would have dreamed. And so we're going to think it over. We're going to write. The two of us will discuss it and review certain aspects. We may take it to our lawyer and just to go over some of the small points of it. What lawyer? You know, there were none then. And we'll get back to you. Right? Right.
We want to think this
We're
over.
going to think it through. Right? Right? Well, I mean, but just, you know, off the bat, I would ask, I mean, had you ever, you know, considered having him do it? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, just, you know, he's much stronger, more muscular than I am. I mean, the stomach and all, I've noticed it would certainly seem to me to make much more sense to have, you know, him be the one to carry this, which will probably weigh a few pounds.
So what you're saying, you rather that the male had this responsibility?
Well, I wonder why, you know, it wasn't even considered.
Well, it may have been considered.
Well, would you at that point, this is my, have agreed?
No.
You
no, well, no,
not
I mean,
even back then.
no. Even
have said, yeah,
after having heard that explanation, as you, I would be leery. I'd say, oh, no, we'll get somebody in here to do this. We'll get part-time help or something. We don't,
Oh, I see. Well, then
I would have had the same reaction that you would.
You would have?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, see, he's a nice guy. I knew it was.
We
I
have
think he
to
was
go away
nice.
for a commercial. Madeline, thank you very
Did
much
I
for
make
being
you
here.
uncomfortable?
No, no. Madeline Kahn, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after station identification. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest is one of the most dynamic performers in music today. She's going to be singing tonight from this album right here, a song called Tearing It Up. And this is Chaka Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaka Khan. Very nice. How you doing? Now, what did you say there? You it was very impressive, and then the music came to a halt, and what did you say?
I said we effed up royally.
No. Everything.
We did. We just worked out this arrangement.
Yeah.
today.
It sounded fine to me.
The next one will be better.
No, this was just fine. Now, let me ask you about this name here. Everybody on the show tonight has to have the last name Kahn. Steve Kahn, our guitarist, C-A-H-N. Yeah. Madeline, who is just here, K-A-H-N. Right. And you're K-H...
All three spellings, we got them covered.
A-N. You're completely different. Now tell me about the rest of your name, Chaka.
Well, it sounds better than Yvette Kahn. I mean, you know, it's a name that was given to me during an experience I was going through as a teenager. I was having some identity crises, and like we all do, I guess. And I was lucky because there was a place that I used to go to for all sorts of classes and stuff like that, learn all sorts of things. And I got this name from an African Baba. And the name is actually like 5 or 6 different languages, but in Yoruba, the language that I got it in, it means fire, the color red, the planet Mars. Yeah. Ba, ba, ba.
What was your original name? Was Yvette Kahn?
Yvette Marie.
Yvette Marie Kahn. And now you also got tossed out of school. Is this correct?
Yeah,
not because of your name, I'm guessing, but what was the deal on that?
Well, I got tossed out of school because it was during a time when it was, you remember when it was popular to be
tossed out of school?
Tossed out of school. That's when I was tossed out. In the 60s, you know, in the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I'm almost 30 now. So
but did you, I mean, what did you do to get heaved?
Oh, I used to stage walkouts and set off cherry bombs.
Oh, yeah.
And things true to my name.
Yeah.
The name I adopted.
You know, I don't mean to interrupt this, but I'm going to interrupt this. Let's introduce these folks that you have here. You have some world-class music folks here with us tonight. You want to do this? Go ahead.
I should remember everybody's name. I do.
Okay. Well, no. Sit down, Chaka. I'll do it. On trumpet, Rampy Brecker.
Randy Brecker.
Randy. Rampy. Rampy.
David Sanborn.
On alto saxophone, David Sanborn. David, nice to see you. Vocals, Hamish Stuart and Lani Groves. Nice to see you folks. And of course, our own fine group of musicians. Now, is it true that you're just having a milestone in your life? Age-wise, having a birthday.
Yeah.
You want to mention how old you're going to be?
I'm going to be 30.
Yeah.
I'm glad. It's easier. It might be.
Really easier?
Yeah, I found the older I get. Do you have a napkin?
Well, let me see what we have.
The older I get.
All we have are these sponges. That one, you just become abrased using those. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, bring it right in. Thank you very much. Do you mind if I dab it off a little?
Go ahead. Do you mind if I keep one of these?
No, help yourself. Keep all of those you like. Which part do you want me to do first?
The face.
Oh, my. Oh. There you go.
Okay, the next one.
My, oh, my.
Thank you.
Ooh.
These are neat. Look at these sponges.
Yeah, those are nice. Try toweling off someone named Chaka one night in your own home. We have to pause for a commercial.
Okay.
Thank you very much for being here, Chaka.
David.
We'll be right back. Thank you very much. My next guest, ladies and gentlemen, is the host of his own popular children's show, it says here, and always a welcome visitor, it also says here, at late night. Welcome, please, for a return engagement, Mr. Pee-Wee Herman.
Before I came down and talked to Mr. Letterman, so why doesn't everybody just go, hi, Pee-Wee? Hi, Pee-Wee! Okay, medium crummy, okay? All right, we are going to do this till everyone participates, so you might as well just do it right now, okay? Okay, save yourself a little time. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Pee-Wee! Hi, audience! Okay. Hey, anybody feel like a Tootsie Roll right now? Okay, right over there. Okay, think fast. Okay, fake out. Okay, over there. Okay. Okay, let's put his eye out with it. Okay, okay, right up there. Okay, they're going cuckoo for him. Okay, what is your name, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Marilyn.
Marilyn? Okay, what brings you to the show?
Ask her. I'm in love with David.
Oh, really? I love that story. Okay, what's your name? Gerard, okay, for the duration of the show, your name's gonna be Gerardo, okay? Okay, and what's your sister's name? Noreen. Noreen, Norino. Okay, and what's your name? Marigino. Okay. Okay, and what's your name, sir? Tom. Tomo. Okay, hey, right. Okay, right now, we're gonna play a little game called Pee-Wee Says, okay? It's really simple. It's just like, okay, shut up. Okay, it's just like Simon Says, only it's Pee-Wee Says, okay? Okay? Okay. All right. Okay, everybody ready? Pee-Wee Says, put your hands up in the air. Very good. Okay, Pee-Wee Says, take them down. Very good. Pee-Wee Says, laugh real loud. Pee-Wee Says, shut up. Okay, raise your right hand. I didn't say Pee-Wee Says. Duh. Okay, Pee-Wee Says, standing ovation. Keep going, I didn't say to stop. Okay, stop.
Nice to see you, Pee-wee.
Yeah, same here, thanks.
How are things?
Pretty good.
Good. You seem to have settled down considerably since the last time I saw you. Now we have a list here of things you've brought to show and demonstrate.
Before that, Mr. Letterman,
Sure.
I just wanted to kind of explain about my new pants and everything because you know, a lot of people were watching me on your show before and telling me, you know, Pee-wee, you look kind of, you know, nerdy and stuff. So. So I decided to go for kind of a more hipper, you know, mod kind of look. So I'm growing my hair longer, and I got these long pants and stuff. Would you mind mopping me down a little bit?
Yeah, maybe.
Here, the Kleenex right here.
But no, that's all right. Why don't you just go ahead and maybe get a squeegee for you later.
That's so funny, I forgot to laugh.
Yeah. Now we have this list of stuff here. Which do you want to get to?
Would you mind? I find lately that I'm much more comfortable with my big shoes on right now. So I'm just gonna put these on.
All right, you slip into those shoes.
Well, we're talking. You know what? I even have a big shoe dance. Would you like to see that?
Oh. Yeah, we'd like to see it.
I'm gonna go do it right over here.
Okay.
This is my big shoe dance. Okay, ready? Kitty cat.
Whoa. You are one peculiar son of a Pee-wee. We'll be right back with Pee-Wee Herman. Pee-Wee Herman and I are here, and what do you want to do, Pee-wee?
Well, I just wanted to grab a real quick bite because I didn't get to eat very much before I came on the show. And remember these kind of cereal boxes where you can just pour the milk right in like that?
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I was wondering maybe if you'd mind just feeding me a couple spoonfuls of it. Come on.
Just a little...
Yeah, come on.
Just one.
Okay, just give me a big spoonful, okay?
You're the first human I've fed.
I'm flattered.
You are flattered, all right.
Yeah, I'll just have a little music while we're eating, okay?
Okay, a little music.
Okay, that worked.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Come on, you have to make it like an airplane and go. Come on.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and finish up? You're probably full now anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, I want to show you this cool toy that I got for Christmas, okay? Look, this is Casper the Friendly Ghost, okay? Watch this. Will you play with me? Did you hear that? Listen. Can you make a spooky sound? Let's play ghost. Okay, hey, look at this toy right here. Watch this. Look, he's...
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to be blood brothers?
No, that's all right. Now,
Look at my little chainsaw. Look. Dave, have you had a physical very recently?
not recently. No, I haven't.
Good, I'm
How
glad
about you?
you said no because look right here. Okay, right. Okay, first we have to test your head reflex right now. Okay. See, look, I can play a little piano. Oh, really mature? Shut up. Look, we can pull some blood out. Look. Ow.
Yeah. How old are you exactly? How old
I never give my age away because I never do.
Now,
Well, would you like to take some right now?
take some.
Some pills, you know.
No.
Belly.
Yourself. Take all you need there. Maybe take some for later.
I'm saving some for later. I think maybe. Well, the gloves are so small. We'll skip the
Yeah,
the
okay.
glove thing. And I'm just gonna give you this, and if you could just fill this up after the show.
Okay, fine.
Show's over. Okay.
Now,
Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. And we can just tell right here. Oh.
yeah, put them in your ears.
Hello, Pee-Wee.
I understand the last time you visited with us, you received after your appearance kind of an interesting letter from.
I did right here. Listen to this letter. I'm a viewer from Colorado who was watching your Thursday 18th November show, which included Mr. Pee-Wee Herman. As a medical specialist in endocrinology.
What is that? Endocrinology.
I could not help noticing that Mr. Herman appears to be suffering from a relatively rare genetic disease, 1 in 1 million, called or shut up, or Marfan syndrome. Since this disease is often missed in routine physical examinations, and since it has potentially serious consequences when it goes unrecognized and untreated, I'm very much hoping you will kindly pass this note on to Mr. Herman.
Well, we did, and have you talked to a physician about this?
No, are you kidding?
Okay. We have to go away for a commercial, but the telethon will continue. Thank you very much. Welcome back. We're nearly at the end of our epic journey here tonight. I want to, first of all, thank Mr. Bob Costas from NBC Sports for helping us cover the taxi race. Bob, a nice job as always, Bob. And let me thank the participants in the competition. Marilyn Keller, by the way, who finished third. Marianne Balowich, who was our second place winner, and our champion, Vincent P. Salisi. Congratulations to everybody who helped us out here tonight. I'd also like to thank Chaka Khan for being here. Mr. Pee-Wee Herman. Pee-Wee, thank you very much. Good luck with that painful series of injections I know you'll be undergoing shortly.
Thanks.
Also, my thanks to Madeline Kahn for being here. Hope to see her again soon. And Larry Bud Melman, always a joy to have Mr. Melman with us. Paul and the band. Paul, can we have Mr. Sanborn back occasionally, do you think?
Well, we'd be thrilled to.
Be terrific. David Sanborn on alto saxophone. I'd like to thank Bill Wendell and our studio audience. Monday night, Jersey Kosinski and Jeff Altman will be here. Have a good weekend. Thank you, folks.